recently watched video. This is part one of my sort of Halloween videos. October I'm dedicating to Halloween horror films. I wasn't actually going to do this originally. I was going to just watch a few horror films and got horror t-shirt on. I was only going to watch a few horror films, just go through some of the ones in my collection and watch other films at the same time, but it hasn't worked out that way. I just watched how many now? 12 horror films over the past 7 days, so from the 3rd to the 10th. I didn't watch anything on the first 2 days of October because I was working on one day and I'm not sure what I did on the second day. But yeah, got 12 films to go through, so I'll start off with the ones that I have actually seen before. I started off the horror month with a very scary film, Tim Burton's Corpse Bride. I don't know why I'm showing you inside. It's not exactly a horror film, it's more of a scary film for kids. I grew up watching this. I didn't watch it last year, but I watched it the year before, and I've watched it many times before that. It's a really good film with great songs. It's got Johnny Depp, obviously, Helen Carter, obviously, it's a Tim Burton film, of course, they'd be in there, as well as Emily Watson and I know there's somebody else in here that I know playing the parents. I can't remember who it is though. I'm not sure, but I know the people who. Still me. One of the sets of parents have good actors playing them, but I can't remember who. But yeah, it's a great film. If you don't know, it's about I don't know his name. Johnny Depp's character Victor, who is engaged to Victoria. No, that's not Victoria. That's Victoria. Played by Emily Watson. Voiced by Emily Watson. Yeah, he's basically engaged to her, but it's not a love engage. It's engaged to family. Just yeah, it's set in Victorian time, and they're engaged because well, for many reasons really. Basically, he keeps on messing up the rehearsal dinner, so he walks out into the forest to practice his vows, and he does it perfectly. Puts the ring on a what he thinks is just a branch, and it turns out to be a corpse bride, played by Helen Carter. Yeah, it's a really good film. Basically, after that, they sort of go into the underworld, live a life, and then well, they go there for a bit, and a new character enters the scene with Victoria, and it's a really good film. If you have not seen it, I don't know why you haven't seen it, but definitely go and watch this film. It's a great film. One of my favourite non-like Disney or Pixar animated films. Next one is Cockneys vs Zombies. This is a 2012 film which I first watched just after Christmas 2012. So I got it for Christmas 2012, and yeah, this is a great film. It's so funny, and if you're looking for a Oscar-winning film, this is definitely not it. But if you just want to have a fun time, this is a great film to put on. Granted, it's CGI blood, so it doesn't look amazing, but it's really funny. It's well, it's Cockneys versus zombies. There's a zombie outbreak in I can't remember what part of London, either east or west, or south or north. I don't know. It doesn't say on the back, I don't think. No, just says it's somewhere in London. There's a zombie outbreak due to these builders cracking open a ancient tomb and they let it loose. And basically from there, it's just well, one of them's not on there. It's these Cockney brothers and their cousin who are robbing a bank to save their granddad's retirement home. And yeah, they've robbed the bank with this big hulking black guy who's absolutely mental, and this short plump guy who's kind of a bit of an idiot. Yeah, so it's the two brothers, the cousin, and those two other guys. They're robbing a bank to save his retirement home, and then basically coppers arrive, crashing the act, and they grab 2 hostages, and then the zombie outbreak occurs, and they're basically running away from the zombies. And then also, whilst they're running away from the zombies, in the retirement home, zombies are attacking, and the granddad, played by Alan Ford, and 2 other people are fighting off zombies. It's really funny. Really good film. And then, of course, Attack the Block, another film set in London. This is in South London, so there's actually saying this one. This is an alien drops down in London and attacks one of the guys played by John Boyega, I think. Is it John? I don't know, where's it said? Yeah, John Boyega, who's actually going to be in episode 7, which is cool. Yeah, basically attacks him, so he tracks it down and kills it. And basically loads of other aliens start arriving on Earth and start attacking them for some reason, which you eventually find out. And then basically it's then fighting off the aliens attack with it's basically this gang fighting off these aliens along with a woman played by Jodie Whittaker. I don't know who she is. Basically they mugged her and now she's helping them. And also Nick Foss is in there playing a drug dealer. It's pretty funny, pretty decent film. Nothing amazing, but it's pretty decent. I also watched Insidious, which for some reason I can't find the DVD to. It's a really good film. I first watched it last year, and then I went to see the sequel. The sequel is on Netflix, so I'm planning on watching that soon. It's a great film. Not much I can say about Insidious, really. It's just a great film. And then I also watched first 4 Final Destination films. I do have to pick one because I haven't watched it yet. So start off with the first one, which is actually my best, my favourite. Despite you've seen my well, actually it's not even out yet. My horror section of my collection update, my collection overview. I'd say this is just took itself too seriously, but rewatching it, I think it was good that it took itself seriously. Because it did really well. It's a really good horror film. I'm sure you all know the concept of Final Destination. There's a big there's a big accident, and then somebody has a premonition that it's going to happen. Basically, that person and a bunch of their friends get away from the accident and they're killed off one by one. So that's the plot of every single one of these films. Well, maybe not 5. Maybe they changed it up to 5 for some reason. But as far as I know, that is the concept for all the films. This one doesn't have a great cast as far as I know. I knew 2 people. Aguilera from Heroes, who plays Clea Rivers or something like that. Stupid name. And Sean William Scott, who plays one of the friends I got off playing. It's a pretty good film. It's really good. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's really good. But yeah, I would actually recommend this one. The accident in that one is a plane exploder. Then you've got Final Destination 2. This one's pretty good as well. This is, as far as I know, the last of like the really good stories and acting in it. But yeah, it's pretty decent. It's not as good as the first one. Aguilera is saying this one is Clea Rivers. Yeah, that is actually her name. Look, I wasn't certain, but it does say there. Clea Rivers. What a stupid name. But yeah, this is it's a pretty good film. The accident in this is a car crash, a car pilot. I can't actually remember most of the deaths in this. I do remember some of them, but not all of them. Final Destination 3, which I think has the best deaths, but the worst story. So out of the original trilogy, has the best deaths and the worst story. And the worst acting, really. But it's a fun film. The first 2 are good films. This one's a fun film. Sort of a popcorn film. The deaths in this are great. The accident in this is a roller coaster crash, and that's really the roller coaster crash is really good. And then there's other good deaths, like there's one in a tanning salon. There's one involving a nail gun. One involving a waist bench thing. It's really good. And then we come to the Final Destination, which I did not watch in 3D. But it seems that the only reason to watch this is in 3D, because this one's terrible. You could tell that it's just shot for 3D, and it's just bad. The main guy has premonitions throughout of how people are going to die, and they're just stupid. They make no sense. They're just random images that I've put there so it looks like good 3D. And the deaths in this are just not good. just boring really. Well, apart from one death involving a swimming pool, that one was pretty good, but the rest of them were just boring. I did like the opening credits of this though. It was like showing the deaths from the first three in X-ray vision. Well, not really X-ray vision, it's just as skeletons really. But that was pretty cool. But the rest of the film, it's not great. I would say skip this one. Just watch the first three really. You don't have to watch this one. I can't really comment on whether to watch the fifth one yet because I haven't got around to watching it. But this one was not that good. The definitely the big accident thing that is I think it's like NASCAR racing or something like that. I'm not certain. It's a big car race. There's a big pile of no, it's not. Well, those two crash basically. And then I watched Saw and Saw 2. Well, I watched Saw and then I bought Saw 2 and 3. I haven't got around to watching Saw 3. I also bought Saw 4. That was on my agenda. But yeah, Saw. As you can probably tell since I bought the 3 sequels. Well, I say the 3. No, 3 other sequels. I think there's like 6 all in all. Maybe 7. I'm not sure. I know there's Saw 5. I know there's Saw 3D, but I'm not sure if there's Saw 6. I know after 4 they're all on Netflix, so that's why I didn't pick up any sequels after that. And I've heard after 3 they're not so good. But yeah, I thought this was a great film. I did not expect it to be so good when I went into it. I thought it was just going to be a gore fest for the sake of being a gore fest, but it's not. It's directed by James Wan, who did Insidious. That's a great film. It's directed by Lee Winnell, who did let's say directed by Lee Winnell. It's written by Lee Winnell, who also does Saw 2 and 3. And he also does Insidious 1 and 2. I think he might be directing Insidious 3 as well, which would be pretty good. I'm looking forward to that. He's also acting in this. He plays one of the people that have been captured. He also acts in Insidious as Specs. Now this has got a great cast. You got Lee Winnell, the guy who played Robin Hood at one point. What's his name? Carrie Elways. It's got Danny Glover as the detective trying to figure out the Jigsaw murders. It's got the villain from Rush Hour 1, and it's got a guy from Lost. That guy. Is it? That guy there. I'm not actually sure who he is on Lost, but I know he's on Lost. I think he plays like a creepy guy on Lost. I don't actually know. But yeah, this is a great film. There wasn't too much gore. It was really sort of a thriller, trying to put together the pieces of well, the puzzle, the jigsaw, trying to figure out what to do. And yeah, I thought it was really good. And Saw 2. This one was more leaning towards gore. I didn't really like how the way this was directed as much as the first one. It kind of had some weird shots, like it slowed down the speed up randomly. Didn't like that so much. There's a lot more deaths in this because there's a lot more characters. In the first two, it's just Carrie Elways and Lee Winnell. They're just the main two that have been captured. In this, it's a group of people. I don't really know any of them apart from one of them's the tech genius from Continuum, and one of them's Shawnee Smith, who plays Charlie's ex-wife from Anger Management, which is actually coming back this week, which is good, as well as 2.5 Men. I know it's off topic, but I like those shows when they're finally coming back. Yeah, Saw 2, I didn't think it was as good as the first one, but I definitely recommend this one as well. It's also got Donnie Wahlberg as a detective trying to figure it out, and it's a cool twist at the end as well. I didn't see that coming, so I thought that was pretty cool. And I did not realise Shawnee Smith was also in the first one, and I did not realise it was her. I only realised it was her in this when she started shouting, and I was like, I recognise that voice. That's Charlie's ex-wife, Anger Management. It's pretty cool. This is a pretty good. It's also got somebody else. I recognise the face, but I don't know who she is. She plays one of the detectives with Donnie Wahlberg, but I recognise the face, but I don't know who she is. Then I watched Bubba Hotep. I've just got one more film after this. Bubba Hotep, which stars Bruce Campbell as Elvis Presley in a retirement home. It also stars a black man. I don't know who he is, but he's a black man who thinks he's JFK. It's pretty funny. It's a pretty funny film. It's not very scary. It's sort of portrayed as a horror film, but there's not a lot of horror elements. That guy there, who's I guess the main sort of villain of the film, doesn't actually appear until near the end. But it's a pretty decent film. But if you want a horror film, I'd say skip this. But if you want a decent comedy, I'd say watch it. And then the final film I watched, which I watched last night, was Wrong Turn. I do actually have the trilogy box set born it off Dominic, my friend, who you may know if you've seen my other channel, which neither of us put a video on for 4 months since our review of Captain America. Anyway, Wrong Turn. It was a pretty decent film. Well, I say decent. It was better than the Final Destination, but worse than any of the other films I've seen this month. I am going to watch the sequels, but I can't really say much about it. It was just a bit meh, really. I don't really know what to say about it. Really, it's just a bit meh. I guess there were a few scary moments, a few gruesome deaths, but other than that, it's just a bit meh. So anyway, that is all the films. That is all the films. Well, that's the this that I've watched in the first 10 days. Well, in a week really, because I didn't watch anything on the first 2 days. So for the first 10 days, as I said, 10 days of October. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please like, subscribe. Tell me what you thought about these films. Tell me what you've seen in October so far, horror related. If there's anyone out there who actually watches these, I don't know if there is. Oh yeah, and look out for the rest of my October horror recently watched. I don't know what the plural of recently watched would be, because recently watched sounds a bit weird. But yeah, and look out for my collection of review videos which I'll eventually upload. I've recorded like 10 of them and only uploaded 3, I don't know why. I'm just terrible at remembering to edit them and upload them. Anyway, I've rambled on for enough. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.